I didn't fit it, but I rock it like a baby in the car. I put the water in the ocean in the city that I'm from.
You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stamp on it. In a private plane, I lamp on it. Lele oh, they call me Bankole. Cause I walk around with the bank on him. Show them Gangnam Style, put the gang on him.
Yeah. What's going on, family? What's going on, family? What's going on, family? Needed me. Yeah. One second, family. Family, let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Drop a 3 in the chat real quick. I want to make sure this microphone works. I want to make sure that you guys can. I want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear. Family, go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat real quick. What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going on? Definitely appreciate you guys joining tonight. We are live. We are live. And I said it, yes, we are live. With your boy Abel. Super excited to be here with you guys tonight, man. As usual, like I said, we're back on the Asian Street Vibes. We're back here providing value for you guys here on YouTube. And I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it, right? I'm going to be consistent for you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun, man. These sessions right here, family, these Asian sessions are going to be a hybrid of a few different things, right? We're obviously going to talk about the markets. Probably not going to call out no trade ideas. So if you're here looking for trade ideas, or at least like actual direct signals, you ain't going to get none. I'm just being honest with you, right? If you want actual signals, you got to join the trade room. When we actually trade, which is during the York session. right? So we're not gonna be calling no actual direct signals with perimeters. Obviously, I'll give you guys ideas as to where I think the market's gonna do and where it's gonna go. But that's one thing we're going to talk about, right? Obviously, the market itself. We're going to talk about investing, different plays in cryptocurrencies, different, projects that we can invest into pre-halving. All right, guys, we have the most important fundamental event of the crypto space coming up in just a few months. The market is going to boom. The market is going to go crazy. Almost every crypto probably will see some type of a pump. It's just a matter now of you guys positioning yourselves in a way that you can capitalize off of these next big moves. All right, so we're going to definitely talk about crypto a lot. We're going to talk about crypto heavy this entire year. Right, because it's time to make a bag, man. It's going to be so easy to make a bag, family, in the crypto space. I don't even think you guys understand it. You just got to get involved. You just got to be involved. Mike, yes, I got you. Let me know. Can you guys hear me now, family? You guys can hear me now, right? It should be a lot better, a lot clearer. I'm not even gonna lie, I wanted you guys to see my beautiful hairline, so I didn't want to wear the headset. But if this sounds a lot cleaner for the family, then this is exactly what we're gonna utilize. You feel me? We're gonna vibe out to this. You said it's worse? This is worse?
Your body drive me crazy. Your body need a license fit. Your body are too tight and neat.
Oh man, if it's worse, then that's trash. Okay, a lot better. Alright, perfect. I was about to say, family. I was about to say. Let me see what we got here. Let me get right. Big gold in the building. Yeah, we vibing, family. There's some vibes right here. Hey. Twist and turn, yeah. Baby, come here, I too fry, I get burned. Hey, turn up. Let's see, any promo codes for Profit Society? I do believe I actually have a promo code. We're actually going to release a promo for everybody very, very soon. In fact, I'm going to make it to where we really release this promo tomorrow. Right, and the promo is going to be very interesting. We're actually going to open up the Profit Society, for the first month. We're actually debating on how we want to do it, right? But we are working on a massive promo for sure. That's either going to get you guys into the Profit Society at a massive discount, or just for simply putting your card on file type vibes, right? So we do got some coming, Ninja, so definitely be prepared for that. Tomorrow I'll have more. I'll actually have a coupon code for you tomorrow for sure. Right, because that's where we at, man. Profit Society is really where it's at, family. Especially trading live with us in the morning New York sessions. Seeing our thought process, seeing the emotions, seeing everything in real time. That's valuable, right? That is extremely, extremely valuable. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what has happened today, so family. Because it was a very interesting day today. We did have manufacturing, data come out. PMI and manufacturing prices data actually come out. Hold on. Right, so we actually had that, and we also had Joe's job openings reports. I think the market really reacted the most to the prices because this was like the thing that actually missed the most. right? They were expecting a drop in prices, but this went from 49.9 all the way down to 45.2. Which means prices right now overall in the manufacturing sectors, right? The cost of actually producing and manufacturing goods has started to drop, right? And it's actually dropping at a big clip. Seeing this kind of drop that we just seen right now, that is very good news, right? Because obviously, if it's now costing these manufacturers a lot less to produce products, then guess what that means for us consumers, right? That means that our products are going to be a lot cheaper as well, right? So that's a good thing, so that's dope to see that. But I think the market's really reacted, the most off of that itself. But to be fair, we really didn't see no crazy movement, all right? Even off that news, right? We really didn't see nothing crazy whatsoever. We got the most movement of the day, probably based off of or because of the meeting minutes, right? The FOMC meeting minutes that released at 2 p.m., right? And I actually want to go over, the made headlines, right, of that release, because I think that is very, very important, guys, right? For us to be aware of what the hell the Fed is thinking about, right? And what their plans are overall, right? So if we do go over, the summary of Fed minutes, right? By this, Twitter feed or X feed, right? The Kabasi letter, one of my favorites that I utilize a lot, just to get updates as to what's happening in the world and just, for the economy as a whole, right? So this is just a quick summary, of the actual Fed meeting minutes, which again is just pretty much an outline of what the Fed has spoken about in their most recent meeting or so, right? So number one, the Fed views rates likely at or near their peak, right? That is a very bullish sign for the markets, right? Very bullish equity sign right here, right? Them saying this, they view rates likely at or near their peak, right? Which means they're pretty much gonna, there's a small chance we could see, interest rates continue to go higher, right? That's pretty much what they're saying. But they're also reiterating, which has been pretty much their main thing that they've always spoke about for the longest, is that they're still trying to get to that 2% inflation, which we're really not that far. Right now, a lot of people are saying, a lot of analysts that I've been following around, where a lot of them are actually saying that it's a lot easier to go from 9% inflation down to 4% inflation than it is to go from 4% or 2%, right? So it might take some time, realistically speaking, even though we're only around 1.5% away to get into that 2% range. It still might take a little time according to, right, these analysts that are out here, right? So that's going to be interesting to see. But they're clearly still focused on that. All right, number three, rates are likely to remain restricted for some time, right? So they might keep rates pretty much elevated for a period of time to pretty much make sure that inflation is under control, right? But let's see, clear progress has been made on inflation. Officials acknowledge rate cuts by end of 2024, right? So they're acknowledging rate cuts by the end of 2024. But look at this statement here. Right, the market is still pricing in double the amount of rate cuts compared to the Fed guidance, right? So the markets are pricing in a lot more rate cuts than what the Fed is over here talking about, right? And I like to follow what the market is saying, right? Obviously, Jerome Powell has a lot of influence when he opens his mouth, and the Fed as a whole does. But the markets are telling us something, right? I think the markets know a lot more than, anybody out here, right? So this is going to be interesting to see, how we do continue to, play out with this. But that's pretty much our summary of what happened from the last Fed meeting, and this pretty much what gave us this little reaction right here for the DXY. It wasn't nothing crazy though, right? It's not like we had a massive moves in the market here, right? Like we had a very small drop here, for the dollar, right? Small little spike here on the euro, a little decent spike here for the pound, right? So we're seeing little small spikes off of the data, but it's nothing too crazy whatsoever, nothing drastic at all. Even gold, we've seen a little spike here, right? So the news really wasn't that important. Markets really didn't really care too much from them, because we really didn't see that much volume or volatility from it. All right, now moving forward though, right? That was all from today. What do we have moving forward in this week that we have to be aware of, right? So looking into tomorrow, let's see what we have here, right? We have some German CPI at 8 a.m. influence the euro. So we do got ADP non-farm employment change coming out tomorrow, right? Which is going to be very interesting. Obviously, we want to see, if the private sector is actually growing, right? If they're actually, seeing an increase in the amount of people that are actually, becoming employed for the first time and whatever time it is, right? So this is going to be interesting to see what this number comes out as. I think the market is going to have a reaction to that. But I'm also very interested to see what the initial jobless claims and the continuous jobless claims come out, right? Because I think this can really give us some insight as to what the unemployment rate could really be like, right? Because if we really do continue to see massive amount of people filing for, you know, unemployment for the first time, which is what this pretty much measures, right? If we see this really start to uptick, then we have to assume that the unemployment rate is probably going to continue to uptick as well, right? So these are things that we want to, measure and gauge, especially as now, the labor market does become a lot more important and a lot more of a focal point eventually for the Fed. It's definitely interesting to see this stuff and, just be aware of what the hell is going on, right? So that's going to happen for tomorrow. We do have some more PMI data coming out as well. We have oil inventories for anybody that trades oil. And then we have the Fed's balance sheet. I don't really care too much about that, but that is also tomorrow, right? So we got a few different things, nothing too crazy, right? Should be a very solid day tomorrow as well, right? So that's pretty much what we're looking at in terms of news for right now. Okay. So interesting. Like I said, though, we didn't really see no reaction. All right. What was my game plan yesterday with you guys, family? All right, I told you guys I wanted to see this thing to possibly just continue going bullish here. Right. I wanted to see the possible pullback. We obviously didn't get it. We just ended up pausing here, and this thing ended up just continuing to go higher, right? So I still like that. I still want to see higher pricing. Again, I want to take out this level, right? I feel like this is an interesting target that I feel like is going to get smashed one way or another. So more upside in my opinion here for the DXY. We did end up obviously see such a strong move to the upside, right? Like this daily candle, this daily play was pretty aggressive here, right? So we got to see what happens next. Are we actually going to see a deeper pullback first before we continue to go bullish? I mean, that's what I would want to see. I would want to assume that, right? There's going to be a couple levels I'm going to keep my eye on. First level is going to be on the wick fill, right? We can see how the market plays off of this wick fill. If we come down, we fill this wick, and we see some bullish momentum start to come in for the dollar, then we know we have good opportunities to go ahead and buy the dollar, which pretty much is telling us sell everything else, right? Sell the euro, sell the pound, so on and so forth, right? So that'll be one level I'll be paying attention to. The other area I will be interested in as well is to see how we react down below this level, below the 101.900s. If we can see price get down there as well, and then start to form some type of bullish structure from there inside of this imbalance that we have, I think that can also give us a decent opportunity, right? So I have two different areas I'm going to be interested in for the dollar itself to possibly just continue this bullishness that I've been expecting and that I think we can see all the way until we take out the 103 levels, right? So that's pretty much my game plan here for, tonight, tomorrow morning when we trade New York session together live in the community. We're going to see pretty much where we're at, if we can continue bullish off of any of these areas, right? So that's pretty much where I'm looking at. If we look at gold, right, gold is just being gold, right? This thing ended up really tanking tremendously, right? And I dropped the ball on gold because we initially, in the trade room on Tuesday, right, we initially had this set up like this, right, looking for the shorts for gold at these levels. But then I kind of, hesitated a little bit because then I also looked at, the potential opportunity of us retesting back up to the high. So that's why I kind of ended up not taking the position, but this thing ended up going crazy, right? Ended up dropping tremendously. And I like the continuations, right? Same thing for gold, man. I want to target the 2015s for gold, right? So I like more downside here. It's just a matter of where we're going to enter from, right? So the first initial level I like is probably going to be on this wick fill right here as well on the 1 hour, right? If we can come up and fill this wick, tap into this little imbalance right there, start to test some structure levels that we have over here to the left. We do have some significant levels of structure over here to the left that could, really, add in some selling pressure into these markets, right? I think this could be a very interesting opportunity here for gold, right? Coming up into tonight and into tomorrow morning, right? Who knows? Maybe something like this we can identify, right? To then go ahead and short lower, right? So again, I have to follow my rules. I only place trades, right? I analyze the markets whenever the hell I want, but I only place trades during New York. So I would have to I could have this set up like this, but I still will have to wait to see how we form during New York session, right? So if by New York session we're trading somewhere up in here, that's going to be phenomenal. Then we'll be able to see if we can get an entry. But what has sucked lately, family, right? And let me know if you guys have also noticed this or not. What has sucked lately is the fact that a lot of these moves are happening during London session, right? A lot of the big moves are happening during London session, and it's causing New York traders to have to try to scramble to get the crumbs pretty much. All right, because if you look at this, all these moves happen during London, right? Like this gold drop right here. Look at this, right? This is all, 1, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. London session starts, drop, right? New York session, we're over here trying to catch the crumbs, right? The euro, same concept, right? London session right here, the move happened, right? New York session, nothing, trying to catch the crumbs, right? GBP USD, big drop, right? London session. Right, the rest of the day, everybody else trying to catch the crumbs, right? So, like, this is really what's been happening, right? Where the move's been happening during London session, and during New York session, we're having a tough time to try to find some decent opportunities because the thing already moved a lot of pips, right? So that's been the thing that we've been, dealing with so far, right? And these are the type of things that really test your patience, right? And test your discipline as a trader, right? Are you going to be disciplined enough to not rush into the trades and wait for your actual setup and wait for exactly what you're waiting for and then take the trade? Or are you going to fall into the trap of feeling like you have to place a trade every single day even if you don't see anything? All right, that's crazy. Right? So these are things that we have to be aware of, family. Right? Absolutely, But overall, yeah, this let's look at indices now, right? Indices for the most part, the Nasdaq and the S&P been falling lower slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, these have been tumbling. Slowly but surely, Nasdaq has been tumbling. US 30 also, right? These indices are going lower, man, and that's also what I've been wanting, right? I mean, if you guys were on last night's stream, family, right? If y'all was on last night's stream, what did I tell y'all about US 30? Right, I told y'all, man, there is this possibility, right? From a technical perspective, US 30 looked phenomenal for the sell. Right, I told you guys this yesterday. Right, just looking at it from a technical perspective, right? We're going from creating these resistance right here, right? This double top, right? We see the market shift higher, grab all this liquidity. Once we grab liquidity, right, we engulf back below the range, but we also follow through to see a break of structure, right? A market structure shift, right? We pull back, we look for our entry on the pullback once we fill all these imbalances and we take the trade. Everything from a technical perspective looked really good last night, and look at the results of this. All right, now again, I told you guys I don't trade US 30 personally, but the idea was there, right? I'm bearish indices. I personally believe we do continue to see more downside, and a big reason why I believe that US 30 was also going to fall was because when you look at the other ones, they already had fell. Nasdaq was already tumbling, right? The S&P was already tumbling. US 30 was staying relatively high. All right, so we decided, or I had mentioned to you guys yesterday, that maybe US 30 is just lagging behind the other ones, right? And that's exactly what seems like happened, because this thing ended up falling for another 300 points. All right, a 300-point fall. I mean, anybody will be happy to catch a 300-point drop. All right, so again, it was a good play, man. It was a good play. This thing dropped so nicely. You did go into a little bit of drawdown here, right? It wasn't no picture perfect sniper entry. Again, from where we looked at the swipe of this little 15-minute candle, we did go into, about 60 points of drawdown, but, stops would have been above the highs, so you would have been good, and yeah, you would have caught 300 points. It was a great catch, great trade, and that just aligns, though, with, again, my bias for selling a lot of these things, right? Selling the euro, selling indices, looking for sells on gold. It all comes from the fact that I believe the dollar is going to continue to go higher until we take out certain levels. Right? That's really all it comes down to, right? The correlation against what I believe the dollar is, right? And I know a lot of people ask me, Abel, why do you trust the correlation against the dollar so much? Well, it's because the dollar is everything, right? The dollar is the number one currency in the world, right? Attached to the number one economy in the world that's backed by the strongest military in the world, right? And not just that, but 75% of all transactions in the world occur in US dollars, right? The dollar has a lot of power, right? So when investors are looking to figure out what they're going to do, is either they're going to go ahead and park their money in dollars when there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, or they're going to use their dollars to invest into other assets because it's a lot easier to get access to other assets when you're paying in dollars. Right, so you best believe I like to look at what the DXY is doing, because the DXY can give me insights as to what everything else is going to do. Right, I've always used to call it the cheat code, and I'm going to stick by that, and I'm going to stand by that, and ain't nobody telling me different. Right, let's see, that was my first trade of the year. You actually caught that, Matt? I know you be crushing the US dirty 30. Let me see, was there like a live OB that was up here somewhere? We had a little 3-minute long candle. We ain't no 3-minute live OB, no. We had no, it wouldn't have been nothing, no live either way, because we would have had to see the external range. Yeah, it's a good catch either way, though, man. But what I'm going to be focused on for tonight, and I mean for tomorrow mainly, I think I'm really liking gold. My only concern for gold, right, is again, I want to really see where we actually, once we fill this wick, where do we actually start to truly see this thing finally turn around again, right? That's like the one thing I'm going to be really trying to figure out with gold. How far can we pull back, right? How far up can we actually see this thing go before we actually start to see, selling pressure enter the market? The one level that just pops out to me up front is, this 2051 level is an interesting level that we can go ahead and test. But I wouldn't be surprised if we, possibly go a little bit higher, right? Why not towards 2057? That looks like an interesting level as well. So I like the shorts. I like the shorts on gold. It's just a matter of waiting for price action to tell me it's time to go ahead and jump in, right? So that's what we're waiting for, family, right? We're waiting for that. So we'll see if we can go ahead and get that. That'll be pretty dope for sure. In terms of the euro, I would be interested in the euro, like I mentioned. If we can go ahead and just probably take out this entire level. Let me see if I could find something that makes sense to me real quick. Hold on, let me see. Let me see what we got here. Hey, turn up. Let me see. Yeah, I still like the shorts for euro. I'll probably look to see how we react off of this sweep of this level right here. Maybe if we could see the euro release, get a nice bounce to the upside during London session, that would be phenomenal, right? Like, let's see this thing spike up real quick. All right, I would love to see something like this. All right, go ahead and spike up all throughout London session. So for New York session, we can go ahead and sell you right back down. All right, that would be nice. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would actually be very, very ecstatic if we get something like that. Why? Because I have a clear target that I have, right? I have an area that I'm very confident in the fact that the market is going to eventually get there, right? And that is going to be down here, below the 108.50s or the 1.085 level here for, the euro, right? So I really do like, price potentially making its way down there, which is around 150 pips from where my entry will likely be, from where I would be comfortable looking for shorts from, so yeah, if we can see this thing bounce back up, we don't know if it's going to happen, obviously, right? We're not freaking psychics. If I was psychic, I'd be a billionaire, all right? But if it does happen, right, I really do like the potential for, a move like this, right? This will be around a 4.5 to 1 risk to reward, which is always really good as well. And yeah, I'll definitely take an attempt here and just deal with the outcome, right? Or whether it's a win or loss, who cares? That's irrelevant. We cannot get too stuck on whether we're winning or losing. That is what really kills most traders. As long as we followed our plan, our trading plan, that is a W for the day, right? I really think about that, family, right? As long as you truly, what percentage of people, matter of fact, I got a question for you guys, family, right? What are the main reasons most traders are not profitable? Go ahead and just answer all the answers in the chat, right? There's a ton of answers that you guys can give, right? But what are the main reasons why traders are not profitable? Answer this in the chat. said euro is weak, pound is strong in my eyes. I mean, the euro is weak, and the pound is trying to come back a little bit, but the pound is also pretty weak as well. But let's see, what answers you guys got? And as you guys answer these questions, as you guys answer those questions, you guys know I think it's time for me to go ahead and get myself a nice little drinky drink. So let me go ahead and pour myself a nice little glass of wine, and then we can get right. Yeah. Yeah, let me go get this wine ski. Answer those questions, family. Cheers. Let's see. Again, the question that I just asked everybody was, what are the main reasons why most people are not profitable today? All right, over leveraging, absolutely. Emotions, lack of discipline, over trading, consistency, going against the trend. I mean, there's people that go against the trend are still profitable. Too much stress and pressure, yeah, that could play. Lack of a plan, not following their plan, dedication, not holding profitable trades, risk management, absolutely. Right? These are all great reasons why most traders do not succeed, right? Absolutely it is. One of the biggest things that I feel like traders have to have is awareness. Right? I think that's one of the most important traits of a profitable trader is awareness, right? How much awareness do you have? Because if you are aware of these things, which you guys are clearly aware of the reasons that most traders struggle, you're already one step ahead of everybody else. Now you got to have the discipline to change, right? Now you got to have the discipline to actually abide by the rules that are going to make you a profitable trader. That's the next thing, right? That's the next step. All right, but let me go ahead and pull up real quick. Again, bottle of choice. Same one as yesterday. Quinta Das, a nice little ruby port. One of my favorite kind of wines. It's probably like the only wine I like. I'm not a wine fan, to be honest with y'all. I'm just trying to look fancy for y'all. Ooh, that shit is nasty. Here we go again. Cheers. Chills. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting, man. We got to see what happens overall, but I think my focus is going to definitely be on gold tonight. Let me see what GJ is doing. What has GJ done, man? GJ with the big push to the upside. Look at GJ, family. Right, this does look nice. I mean, even last night we spoke about this. We mentioned it a little bit. Right, we mentioned it a little bit. Right, that there was a possibility that we could react off of these lows, because this is a pretty strong low right here that we're actually playing off of, right? These daily lows. And the market reacted crazy off of that. Look at that daily candle right there. Right, that's a nice, beautiful candle. So I like the upside here for GJ. Right, I really do like the upside. You know, if we can start to build more structure, which we're actually doing now, right? Where we created these highs, we created this low, right? If we can really start to form more structure, right, we can really start to look for that next opportunity to try to go ahead and catch the next move higher here, right? So I'm a big fan of that, right? Maybe we can see, you know, this support just be an area that generates a ton of liquidity, right, to trap a lot of early buyers, and then from there we sweep it, fill this wick, and then from there we can go ahead and probably proceed higher here, right? But I definitely like the upside for GJ. It's just a matter of now seeing where and when we can actually go ahead and get in. I think once we get a little bit more structure to form, we could really start to figure that plan out, right? One more test of these lows could possibly be, a nice entry to go ahead and continue here, right? So let's be patient with this one. I like it. We just got to wait it out, but I do like the upside here for GJ for sure. All right, so if you're trading any yen pairs or at least GJ, haha, yeah, buddy, haha, yeah, buddy, that's a good move to the upside, I'm telling you. Let's see, imagine all the bottles of wine able to go through this year. That's what I'm saying. I need a sponsorship. One of these wine companies got to sponsor me. We're going to be lit. For real, we're going to be lit. But now that we got that out the way, family, a bunch of our trade talks out the way, I have a few different things I'm going to be watching and playing for tomorrow morning. Now I want to go ahead and actually start watching a few of these reaction videos, right? Because I did give you guys, if you guys are not inside of my Discord, I highly encourage you guys to go ahead and join the Discord. You guys are all more than welcome to be a part of the family. The link is now in the Chizzy chat here on YouTube. Definitely go ahead and join the Discord, man. Once you join the Discord, you'll have the ability to also submit certain videos that you guys want me to watch and analyze and just give you guys my thoughts and opinions on, right? So it's right here. It's going to be under the community section, all the way at the bottom, videos to react to. All right, and I'm just going to come on here and we're just going to react to these videos, So let's go ahead and watch a few of these tonight and just give my honest opinions, man, on what I think about the video and all this good stuff, right? So let's go ahead and start off with the first video that was sent. And it is this one with Trade with Pat, Supply and Demand Mystery. Supply and Demand Mastery for insane trading profits in 2024. Right now, I hope these creators. I'm just putting this out there. Right, I hope these creators don't try to like flag my video for reacting because of copyright issues. That would be annoying, right? But we're gonna test it out. If I do get a copyright claim from one of these creators because I'm reacting to them, then we're gonna have to adjust. But either way, let's go ahead and let's get into this reaction real quick, family. Let's see what he's talking about, right?
Trading profits. And that's only what I'll admit to in case the tax man's watching. Now it's your turn to get your 2024 strategy and trading plan ready. Today, we will figure out your strategy, the pairs you trade, the time you trade, and get you in a consistent winning mindset so that you go in 2024 ready and able to succeed. If you stick to these concepts, 2024 will be the best year you ever have trading. Now, if this video helps you at all, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's make some money. Before I teach a lesson, I always back test my trading concepts 100 times, and that's exactly what you're looking at here, where I won 87 out of 100 trades. You can see a beautiful equity curve here, but that doesn't mean that I win 87% of my trades all the time, because on live charts, things don't always go to plan, which is why in today's lesson, I'll be showing you real live trading examples from trades where I've actually risked tens of thousands of dollars, so you can see how live trades actually play out on the chart. So with that said, let's pop up the charts.
Let's touch on that one point he just made right there, right? He said that he has back tested his strategy, right, 100 times, right? Which means he took 100 trades utilizing that strategy to see what the actual results are. Question in the chat, family. When you guys are testing your strategy, right, how often do you test a strategy until, how often do you test a strategy and realize that that strategy is the one you want to go with, right? Let me know in the chat, family, how you feel about that, right? Because that is a valid point. He said that every strategy, I assume he does this, he tested it 100 times, back testing it to see if he can figure out what the win rate is. And then when he goes to the live market environment, he can really start to dial in a lot more, right? Because like he mentioned, he had an 80% win rate when he's doing it on demo back testing, which I'm pretty sure most of us, when we back test, we're probably going to have a way higher percentage back testing than what is actually going to happen in real actual market conditions when we're trading real live markets, right? So that's very interesting to see. But he definitely made a good point there when it comes to like back testing and also just the differences between that and live. Right, so let's see. You never back tested. I mean, I truly believe it's important. I definitely think everybody should back test. I mean, how can you trade a strategy, right, without actually back testing to see if it works or not? Right? That's how I see it, right? I want to test the strategy first. Now I get it. Some people want to just go straight to the live because they want to just deal with the emotional aspect immediately. And I get that, trust me, right? I get it. But I still like I'm not gonna waste my hard-earned money on a strategy that I'm just now learning. That's just me. I don't know if I'm the only cheapskate in the building. All right, but there's no way in hell I'm risking my hard-earned money on a strategy that I just came across on TikTok, that I just came across on Facebook, right? That this guru is over here hyping up. I'm not risking my hard-earned money on that. I haven't validated whether I even know how to do it yet or not, right? So this is just me personally. I'm gonna test it out, probably on a demo account first, to see how I like applying it, see how I like the execution tactics on it. And if it all goes good to plan, then yeah, obviously we go straight to a live account immediately to actually go ahead and start doing it, right? Because that's the difference between back testing and forward testing, right? Back testing is when you're actually figuring out if that strategy is actually a profitable one or could be a profitable one. Forward testing occurs when you're actually getting your emotions involved, right? Forward testing is actually going to tell you in real time if you're actually going to be profitable based on your ability to control your emotions, your patience, your discipline, and all those good things, right? So that's what back testing and forward testing both do. Back testing on demo, forward testing on live. All right, when you're forward testing, you now have the element of emotions involved, and you'll really be able to see if you can make it work or not, right? So let's see. It's interesting to see though, because I do know a lot of people that don't backtest, right? They prefer to go straight to the live account, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if it works for you, by all means, go ahead and do your thing. Let's see. Backtesting, not much as I should. I feel backtesting is a must. Whatever your backtesting is, subtract 10 to 20% percentage live. Yeah, nah, that's a fact. That's actually a very good fact, right? Free zone. Whatever your actual backtesting winning, like if when I'm backtesting on demo, I get a 80% accuracy, right? 80% win rate. In real live market environments, it's probably going to be closer to 65, right? That's just the reality, right? Because when your emotions come into play, family, like that really does cloud your judgment a lot, and it will hinder your performance tremendously, right? So, but let's go ahead and get back into this and see what he's about to talk about next.
So let's say we are looking at the market. This is what the price is doing right here, and this is what it looks like, okay? When we get a big push like this right here, 3 green candles in a row, 4 green candles in a row, we create a demand zone at that area. The only way we're getting a big push like this is because there's a lot of buyers at the market, and we're talking smart money buyers. We're talking banks, institutions, and they're the ones pushing the price all the way up like this. Now, what they're telling us is this area right here is a good price to buy. So if the price comes back down to this area, we're looking to buy from here because we were told by the smart money that's a good place to buy. You also want to use basic market structure right here, right? For supply and demand, you also want to be in an uptrend, right? So you can see we have a higher high right here. We have the higher low right here, higher high here,
basic concept,
higher low right here. So we're in that uptrend. That's what we're looking for supply and demand. On a sell trade, it's the exact same thing, okay? We have a big push out of this area right here. Let's say 3, 4 red candles in a row. That creates a supply zone right here. Because of all that selling pressure right here, we know that this is a good price. We want the price to come back to this area, and that's where we can take our trades from. But that's just the basics. There's more that goes into qualifying a zone, fair value gaps, multiple zones, and I'm going to show you all of that. So the first thing we're doing here is I have the time frame at 5 minutes. I'm doing all of this on the 5-minute time frame. You can see I have one indicator on the chart. This is just an EMA with a 200 length. If the price right here is below the blue EMA right here, that means I'm more likely to look for sell trades because we're in a downtrend. But I'm always doing my market structure too. You can see we have our high here, we have our lower low, we have our lower high right here, we have our lower lower low, we have our lower high right here, we have our lower low, and then the price comes up to the fair value gap, the supply zone, and then we're looking for the price to come down again. That is with the market structure. You can see here, we have the lower low, lower high, another lower low, another lower high,
This is a very
another
good.
lower low.
I just want to point this out, right? This is I mean, as of right now, everything he's saying is true information, very valid information. But this is a very good video if you're like brand new to trading, right? Like if you're new to trading and you're trying to figure out how to identify key structure points, you know, this is a video for you, right? But if you're already experienced, then you're probably a little bored on this.
Low, another lower high. So it only makes sense now that we're going to continue in this direction. Now, this is the part where I start mapping up my supply zone, right? We're clearly looking for sell trades. We've had the market push out aggressively right here. We've created a fair value gap right here. This is a candle that isn't mitigated by price.
Is this guy a smart money trader? Does anybody watch him trade with Pat? Like, what's his actual strategy? Does he trade smart money because he's using smart money lingo with like fair value gaps and things like that? Talk about Pat. I mean, he got a crazy following. All right, he got 132K, so people are definitely watching him. Yeah, I wonder what his actual main strategy is, though. Right? I would assume it's probably more smart money based or similar style, just from the wording that he's actually using now. Okay.
This candle right here doesn't come down, and this candle right here doesn't come up. So this means there's two different ways to trade supply and demand now. Both of these are areas of interest. The price can come up to the fair value gap. It could slow momentum here, and then it could shoot down. Or the price can come all the way to the supply zone, slow here, and then shoot down. Let's just go ahead and play the trade out. I'll show you exactly what happened on this move. We came into the fair value gap, but we didn't slow down. We broke through it, we tapped into the supply, and then the price started to push down and smashed my take profit right here for $3,967 on a live account. Now you'll see as the price comes up right, started to push down and smashed my take profit right here for $3,900.
This is the power of risk to reward more than anything. Like, how many pips is this? 15 pips? Man's called 15 pips and made 4,000. That's crazy. Right, that's the power of big lot sizes and having capital, actually. It's not even like, that's the power of having capital, family. So that's why if you are not able to have or fund a personal account with large capital, that's why prop firms, man, make so much sense. Like, look, this is crazy, right? Imagine only having to catch 13 pips, 10 pips every single day. Now, again, I know a lot of traders do that. You know, I know a few traders even on this platform that really only focus on 10 pips, but that's never been my style personally, right? I don't only try to target 10 pips. You know, I target what the market gives me, all right? Whether that's 30, 40, whether it's 10 pips, whether it's 1,000 pips, right? You know, I don't just only target 10 pips, right? But this is crazy. $4,000 for only 13 pips on a pair that is extremely, extremely slow. Shout out to him, man. He making a bag off these little moves.
$167 on a live account. Now
Life
you'll
will be
see
easy,
as
right,
the
Matthew?
price comes up.
Shoot, Matt knows. Like, we catch, bro, 10. Imagine if we always targeted 10 pips in our community. Like, what, bro? We're not targeting 10 pips most of the time. Now, again, I don't want to sound like I'm throwing shit at anybody that does, right? You know, because obviously there's people making way more money than I am that target only 10 pips, right? That are way richer than I am, way better trader than I am targeting 10 pips. It's just not my style, right? It's just not my style, right? I like to target, obviously, a lot more than 10 pips and have, you know, risk to reward on my side most of the time. All right, it's hard for me to have positive risk to reward when I'm only targeting 10 pips.
right here,
Let's
it
see, forget
starts
the
to
wine, bring out
fill
the
the
tequila.
fair value gap.
I'm
It
vibing
breaks
right
through
now.
the
We're
fair
going.
value gap. At that point, the fair value gap is no longer valid. The reason I'm using a fair value gap is because of this right here. So here's a very similar example. The price here would be under our moving average. We get the 3 red candles in a row, almost 4, a really aggressive push. And so I'm waiting for the price to come back. Now, if I didn't set up the fair value gap right here, then I would have missed this trade, right? I'm waiting for the price to come to my supply, slow down, you know, lose momentum, and then shoot down. But that's not happening right here. What's happening here is the price is just tapping into the fair value gap, coming back, tapping in, and then shooting down. So instead of just setting up a demand zone or a supply zone, I set up the supply, and then I set up the fair value.
Mm. Do you guys do something similar to this, family? Because I do something similar to this as well, right? Where I have multiple areas of interest within my trading range. And I think that actually happens a lot more often than not, right? Where there's different areas within this range that we can actually go ahead and take advantage of, right? And what he's pretty much talking about here is just how to identify probably which one to take, or just being aware that the fair value gap and the actual supply zone is there, and just to be keeping your eyes in the markets and waiting for those entry signals, right? So that's pretty much what he's talking about. But I do something similar, you know, where I actually have multiple areas of interest and I just watch both of them. You know, I take, you know, at times, if it makes sense, I'll take a stab at the first entry and see how that goes. And if I'm in drawdown on that and it goes to my secondary entry, I'll take another one and, you know, deal with it, right? So but this is a good way of looking at it for sure.
Gap so that I have 2 options, because when we're in a really aggressive downtrend, the price isn't always going to come back to your supply, isn't always going to come back to your demand. Now, if you're struggling to have your supply zones hold like this, one of the things you want to see is wicks, right? If you get wicks into the zone like this,
yeah, right?
That is a good sign if it's really reacting to that zone. And you can see here, I'm not entering right off of the zone right here. I have my stop loss always above the zone. That's where I put my stop loss, but I'm not always entering right here. I want to see a big red candle, something like this candle right here, something like this candle right here, and then I'm going to enter, because it's showing me that with these wicks, with the momentum slowing, and then a big bearish candle, that we're going to get that push down. So I enter the trade here, win the trade there. It's a safe play. Now, another way to make sure you have a strong demand or supply zone is to use the VRVP, the visible range volume profile. You can put this on your chart right here, and generally what you want to see is a bunch of volume like this right here around your supply zone, and then after your supply zone, when the price starts to push down, you want to see this right here. These are empty nodes. That's telling you that there's no volume in here. There's no buy orders fighting against you. So you can put that on your chart, and that's going to give you higher probability supply zones. If you're looking for a
yeah, I used to use the volume profile tool as well all the time. Let's see, which one did I used to use? Volume profile. Yeah, I used to use either one of these, right? Volume weight, average volume profile, because that is actually a very powerful tool that is slept on, right? Very powerful, right? Like, you can clearly see where a bulk of the selling buying pressure occurs when you actually use these volume profile tools, right? And you can even, you know, zoom in on some of these, right, more times than not, and actually see like the difference in the buys versus sells as well on some of these, right? This one I don't think is actually showing me it, but you know, but I like this tool, man. This tool is pretty dope. I used to use it all the time. All right, I used to use this all the time, and then I just got rid of it, got away from it at least. Pretty dope though. All right, let's go back to this real quick. Let's see. Think that man is funny, coach.
Broker to place your trades.
I really enjoy. This is what I struggle with, right? When it comes to like creating content, you can see how good this video is from a production standpoint, right? Like, the lighting is good, the background is nice, the transitions, the animations. Whether you believe the actual material he's teaching on is boring or not, at least the video is made in a way that's somewhat engaging, right?
You know,
at least help you with your retention, right? So this is pretty. I like the editing style, man, and that's something that I'm trying to, you know, find somebody to help my channel with, right? I need an editor that can really edit some stuff like this and have my videos looking crispy.
Trade recently moved off of MetaTrader. I'm still with
All right,
them,
let's
but
see.
I also signed up.
Brinker,
with
do
3
I
new brokers,
use?
CoinX, AAAFX, and Fintura. This way, I can still trade on MetaTrader with great conditions. Links to
Damn, man signed up for 3 different brokers, promoting 3 different brokers at one time. Shit. Damn. All right, Pat,
all
go
these
eat,
brokers
man.
are in the video
Go
description.
ahead and make your money, my brother. I ain't
And
even mad at you.
registration is free. Now let's get back to the video. Now I am far from
I actually seen a lot of people talking about this broker. Has anybody tried this broker yet? I seen a few people actually speaking about it and a few people creating videos on it. Right, CoinX. But the only reason why people are actually making videos on it is because you can still use MetaTrader, right? So people are obviously using that pitch, like, hey man, they still got MetaTrader here. Come join through my referral link. Let me go ahead and make money. All right, like that's what this pitch is, right? So, but I never personally used this, right? Let's go ahead and do a little research on this specific broker right here. All right, that is CoinX, right? Let's see what WikiFX got on them, if they got anything on them. CoinX. All right, so this is CoinX right here. This is the actual broker that everybody's been talking about lately for some reason. And a couple red flags. Obviously, they got no license. They're not regulated. They are a white label broker. It's been verified that this broker currently has no valid regulations. So, I mean, you guys take it for what it is, man. This broker is ranked. It has a score of 1.5 out of 10. That's not good. That is not good right now. You gotta ask yourself, right? Do I really want to go with a broker that has a rating like this, that has no regulation, that has no license, that really doesn't have much going for it besides the fact that they have meta quotes, right? Is it worth going to a broker like this all because they have access to meta quotes? Like, does that make sense? Like, is it worth it? Because just like every other broker out here, this broker will most likely go through the exact same thing that all these other brokers just went through and got kicked off for meta quotes. Why? Well, for one, the obvious reason why is because they're accepting U.S. clients, right? Any broker that is accepting U.S. clients is gonna get shut down. Like, I'll bet money on that. I will bet money on that. All right, so that's number one, right? They're accepting U.S. clients. They're gonna put a radar on their back. That's for one. And the fact that they're not regulated, they have no license. Medical is gonna take it from them ASAP, right? So just be very, very careful, guys, with a lot of these brokers, right? You know, because there's gonna be a lot of people that are now gonna be using that pitch. Oh, I have this broker. They have medicals. Stay with MT4, MT5, all while promoting an affiliate link, right? An IB link. You know, and that's not to say that, you know, promoting an IB link is wrong, because I also promote IB links as well. You know, for any brokers that I am comfortable and confident with, right? That is the difference, though. All right, if I'm promoting a broker, I try to do my due diligence to the highest level and realize or figure out if that broker is actually a reputable broker, right? You know, because at the end of the day, this is something that I realize I've always known, but I realize even most recently, right, is that, you know, your word is your bond, right? You know, you got to really, really understand how valuable your word is, especially when you're trying to, you know, have a, you know, influence over a crowd, right? And putting your name behind shitty things like this just for a couple dollars, using certain plays like, oh, you can have medical access, MetaTrader access. Like, you come on, that's just to me, it's not worth it, right? It's not worth your reputation, right? It's not worth it at all to put your name behind things that are probably not gonna last, especially the way that things have been going lately, right? So that's just my quick spiel on that. Just be mindful of that, family. You know, these brokers are going down left and right. And any broker that's accepting U.S. clients, man, they're gonna be probably one of the first ones on the radars to get clipped, clipped, clipped. Just being honest. All right, but let's see what else we got here. I think this man is a phony. I don't think he's a phony, right? Because it's not like he's saying anything wrong. He's definitely animated, but that's his job as a content creator, right? You know, you're supposed to be animated on as you're creating content, right? Very out there, right? You got to do that for retention. All right, so I don't think he's a phony. I mean, the man got a shit ton of subscribers. How many videos has he created? He's created over 200 videos. Let's see how many, you know, he gets great views. All right, now obviously this doesn't confirm that somebody's a real trader or not, but, you know, more times than not, if somebody's pulling numbers like these, man, they got something going for them, right? They're doing something right, you know. So obviously, I don't know him. I don't know. I can't confirm whether everything's real or not. But from based on what I'm hearing so far, he understands the basic concepts. You know, he has a very big following here. He gets a ton of views. You never know, right? He might be official, right? But again, I don't know him personally, so I can't stamp anything. But let's see what we got here. What else you guys talking about, right? Teaching trading is a lot easier than actually trading. Absolutely, it is. Right? There's a lot of people that are like that, right? That are a lot better at teaching than they are actually trading, right? In fact, I would argue probably 90% of influencers are like that, right? That are much more better at teaching as opposed to actually trading itself, you know. And then there's the flip side, right? There's also a lot of traders out there that can't teach for shit. Like I get annoyed, right? When I hear certain traders that are actually pretty good, but they just can't teach, bro. It just drives me fucking insane. Like I just that makes me want to pull my hair out like crazy. Oh man, I'm just waiting on Sway to get mobile. Yeah, once Sway gets mobile, it's gonna be lit. But this is the thing about Sway, right? Again, and I'm personally using Sway as well, right? So I want to make this clear, right? I'm using Sway as well. Um, but Sway charts is going to really be dependent on the white label or the company that they're white labeling from, right? Because Sway Charts itself is not like they built their own technology to build that, right? So they're going to be dependent on the actual company that they're white labeling from to actually go ahead and get the mobile app, right? Now, how much influence are they going to have in making that a lot faster? Who knows, right? Hopefully it happens quick because, like I said, I'm going to be using Sway as well, right, in 2024. But hopefully it happens fast, man. But they are going to be at the, you know, at the will of their actual main label in terms of that aspect itself, right? And the charting platform aspect, right? So that's gonna be interesting though. But again, I am personally gonna be with Sway and see what happens with that. Let's see. What do you think of futures? The futures market is from. I mean, I personally haven't dabbled into it, but from what I'm hearing, the future market is like uh the gentleman's market, right? Like that's what everybody's saying, right? Like all the big boys go to the futures market, you know. So I don't know. I'm gonna try it out. You know, I like the fact that every futures broker is regulated. Like you can't trade a futures market, I believe, on unregulated brokers. So everything is regulated up front and off the bat. And yeah, so I'm gonna test it out eventually, but I just haven't got to it yet. But how about you, Hunter? Do you trade futures? Is that what you trade? Let me know. Right, shout out to my boy Sai So Fly in the building. What's going on, my brother? Appreciate you for tuning in. You know the vibe ski. I got a little wine. About to finish this first glass. Going on second one. But yeah, let's go ahead and see this
I'm
next.
done with you here.
Let's continue to see what we got here, family. We only got a few more minutes left, man. He's gonna show us some live examples now, and then we'll go ahead and yeah, judge the video, man, and just be very honest and transparent. Again, so far, I mean, he's been teaching some valuable stuff. It's been relatively basic information, but you know, that's kind of, I mean, he said it's basics, right? Supply and demand basics. So
I have more live trades, and this live trade right here banked me over.
look at this one, right? He caught this live trade, caught the buy here on USD CAD, playing that same supply and demand zone fair value gap play, identifying both areas of interest, playing off of the rejection of the area and the rejection of probably the 200 period moving average. Man's made $8,000 catching 30 pips. That's the power of big lot sizes, family. Look at that. Boy threw a 37 lot. Let's go, Pat. Get money, young man. Get paid. That's phenomenal, right? That's what we got to do, family. Right? We got to get more capital. I promise you this, right? A big reason why a lot of traders are really not making money just because they're undercapitalized, right? Imagine all the traders that are out there that are actually doing phenomenal, that could really crush stuff, that could really change their lives, but they're just waiting on a big lump of cash to come sit on their lap. Family, if that is you, drop a 3 in the chat. If that is you right now, drop a 3, right? If that is you, right? If you feel like you're just undercapitalized and you have the skills to go ahead and really, really make some noise, drop a 3 in the chat. And then the next question I'm going to ask you is why the hell are you not trading prop firms if that's the case? Because that's what prop firms are here for, right? They're here to actually give us capital, right? They're here to give us a chance, All right, so that's the next thing we got to work on, right? But yeah, now this is crazy, man. 37 lots, man, caught 30 pips and made 8 racks, just like that.
$8,000. So what am I doing? Well, let's back this up a little bit right here. You can see we have a huge push out of this area right here. 3 green candles in a row, even more green candles as we continue this push up. That's why I have my demand zone at this level right here. I always put my demand zone on the last red candle before the push up. You can see this is the red candle right here, and my demand zone goes all the way across. The next thing I'm doing is making sure that we have our fair value gap. Look, this is a candle right here that is unmitigated. So it's possible the price could come down to this area and then slow down, and then push up, or the price can go all the way down to the demand zone, slow down, and then push up. But this gives us 2 options, which is what we really want because we don't want to be missing trades. The first thing I'm always doing here is my market structure, right? You can see here, this is our market structure.
I like market structure.
We come down, we come all the way up. And so this is what we're looking at right here. We have our higher high, our higher low, another higher high, another higher low, another higher high. And so what are we expecting? Well, we're expecting the price come down, test the fair value gap or test the demand zone. Let's say it comes right here, and that's going to make what? Another higher low. And so we're still staying in that structure, right? We're still staying within this structure and going up, right? So we have the supply and demand, we have the market structure. Let's go ahead and play this one out and see exactly what happens. You can see we tap into the fair value gap.
At this point though, let's be honest, family. Right, at this point though, right, if you're looking at the market like this and your entry point is right where that entry point is, how many of y'all are scared right now? How many of you guys are shitting bricks, right? You see a setup like this, right? You want to enter at that moving average. This thing breaks below and it looks like it's pushing even lower. Everybody's shitting bricks right now. Like, oh, damn, this is about to hit my stop loss. Oh, no.
Price shoots up.
But this thing ends up coming right back
there. That could have been a quick scalp.
All right, let me see. There's prop firms for futures. Yeah, the number one is probably Top Step, I believe. Top Step, My Funded FX, they have like a sister company as well, right? Theirs is My Funded Futures, something like that. So there's that one as well. It's like a sister company to My Funded FX. I forgot what it's called. My Funded Futures, My Futures FX. What is it? I forget what it is, man. It's something like that. My Funded Future. I don't know. But there is definitely some prop firms out there for sure for the futures market, right? So, and if you could trade forex, you could trade futures. You just have to adjust to, lot size because they don't. I don't think they use lot size in the future markets. But let's see what else we got here. Because I lost the account. I'm flowing like 200 plus on GJ. Wish I dropped 35. Golly, imagine that, Jude. All right, are you wait? You're on the GJ from these lows? You actually bought these from the lows? You bought in from the lows? Because this thing definitely went crazy again, man. If we can listen, I'm looking for more buys here on GJ now. All right, so I'm a big fan of looking for some more opportunities to buy this thing. Absolutely. All right, based on, the logic on this guy that we're learning from right now, Mr. Pat over here. Right, let's use his logic real quick, right? So what do we have here? We have the fair value gap. And we also have the demand zone down here, right? The last sell candle before we shot up, right? So according to, the logic that we are learning right now, right? What you want to do is actually go ahead and highlight the fair value gap, but also highlight the demand zone. And now if price comes back down towards any of these levels, this is where we go ahead and we take the trade. Something like this, right? So this is the setup according to the logic based on the video that we're just now watching, playing the 2 areas of interest, which are very visible here with the fair value gap right here and the demand zone all the way down here at these lows, right? So that's an interesting idea, man. I don't know if we're going to come all the way down to these levels. It is possible, right? Obviously, we could really start to just build out this structure and then maybe see this thing fall and then give that move. I wouldn't be opposed to that, actually. I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. In fact, if that happens, man, I probably will take this buy as well. Absolutely will. Let's see, you got in at 178.820. 178.820. Yeah, you got a banger. You got a banger. Wait, where did you call this out? You called in the student. Is this one of those you called in the student chart section? Did you call this GJ? Oh yeah, you called. I see you sent the update. Hold on. You did call it out, family. Look at there's proof too. Look at this. All right, again, if you guys are part of the premium, y'all can see this. Look at my boy. Called it out, right? Was saying, yeah, I want to look for the entry down at those lows. Yeah, Jude. Look at this proof. Go crazy. Go crazy. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking for more buys, man. I really do like more upside here for GJ family. I really do. We just gotta wait for the pullback. That's really what it comes back to now. All right, so let's see what
An
else we got
easy
here.
limit order, but that's not what I do. I like to play it safer. So you can see here we're starting to get these big red candles. They blow right through the fair value gap. So it's nice that I had it, but I'm not using it, right? That's disqualified. We don't need the fair value gap. Now we're just in the demand zone. In the demand zone, we get a very quick reversal here. We get a couple smaller candles here, which is what I like to see. And what I did here is set a buy stop, right? As soon as these two candles here get broken, that's where I'm entering the trade. I'm not entering right at the demand zone. I'm putting my stop loss right below the demand zone. That's a good place for that. And let's just go ahead and play that out. You can see this was a solid trade, went in my direction and smashed my take profit right at this level here.
All right, Pat. I'm sorry, Pat, man. You're definitely talking your stuff, bro, but I think we're good. I mean, it's a valid video. You know, again, he is providing value context on multiple areas of interest, utilizing the fair value gap, which is a very popular thing that a lot of traders talk about nowadays, especially the smart money community. You know, and also just talking about the importance of also the demand and supply and demand zones as well. You know, and just making sure you're aware of the fact that both of those areas can produce an opportunity. All right, that's pretty much what he's talking about here this entire time, and it was a pretty dope video. Right, pretty dope video for sure. Let's see what else we got here though. The next video that we have to watch is let's see, it's a Chart Addicts tweet from Chaos. I see you sent this. Oh, reposted it. Okay, so this video right here from Mr. Ramaswamy, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of Mr. Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm just being honest with y'all, right? I am a fan of him. I think he is easily probably one of the smartest candidates that we have on the ballot for president. And it's not even close, right? He's extremely intelligent, very articulate. He's very good at speaking and is able to articulate his words in a very profound way, man. So I'm a big fan of Mr. Vivek. And I know I'm a fan as well because he actually does his research, right? So hey, man, that's just me. But let's see what we got here, right? Because Chaos was sent this, and he wants us to check out to see what this is. Now, let's go ahead and just read this real quick, right? If interest rates payments on our national debt become the largest line item on our federal budget, we're done as a country. Answer, get the oil and gas out from under our ground, sell it, and pay down our national... Okay, so let's see what it says.
If the interest payments on our national debt become the largest line item in our federal budget, we're in quicksand, and I don't think we have a country left. I think it's going to take somebody with fresh legs and also a CEO in the White House. I'm working with zero-based budgeting. That's how I'm going to run the federal government. Fire 75% of those federal bureaucrats within my first term. Taking that anti-deep state America First agenda further than Donald Trump did. And I think if we don't do that in this next short window we have, I'm quite concerned we won't have the same country left. And so it's not about in my life. Sure, I could run for president in the future. I don't need to run for president at all. But I'm doing this out of my sense of duty to the country. And I don't think we're working with a lot of time left. And that's why I'm in this race.
We'll watch closely. Vivek, good catching up with you. Vivek Ramaswamy, the 2024 Republican presidential candidate.
Yeah. Now, again, I'm a big fan of Vivek, man. I really am. But what he was talking about here, again, he's looking at things from the eyes of a CEO, right? The eyes of a business owner. How many business owners do we have in the chat right now, family? Right? How many business owners do we have in the chat right now? Right? Do we have any business owners in the chat? Let me know. Right? Because he's looking at things from the eyes of a CEO. Again, a business owner, right? He's looking at it from the US, right? Being a corporation, being an LLC to say, right? To keep things in simple terms, right? He's saying the LLC, the United States of America is an LLC. How would we run this company or this country if we were the CEOs of this country, right? He's looking at it from the eyes of a businessman. which, in my opinion, is what we need nowadays, right? We need somebody that's going to come in, really look at things from ground level, from scratch, right? Look at the balance sheet from scratch. Look at all of our debt from scratch, right? Look at everything, the amount of employees we have. Like, that's what Vivek wants to do. You heard what he said, right? This dude said he wants to fire 75%, right, of government agencies, right? Or government agents that work in government agencies. This guy also said he wants to shut down the Bureau of Education or the Department of Education. He also said he wants to shut down the FBI, right? He's saying he wants to shut down a lot of these big institutions, the three-letter institutions, because they're all unconstitutional. All right. So again, I'm a big fan of Vivek, right? I feel like he's definitely one of the most qualified candidates. He's clearly the youngest. He doesn't really have too many he doesn't have too much experience in politics as a whole because he's still so young. He's only about, I think, 38, 39, something like that. Um, but he's very smart. He's a billionaire. He launched multiple billion-dollar companies. He's very experienced as a CEO, and I think he would do phenomenal. Right, so that's just me personally, right? It sounds like I just freaking ran an ad for the man, but based on what I've been seeing, he's definitely one of my favorites so far. All right, but that's a good video. I mean, there's so many different videos, right? Like if you go to Vivek's actual Twitter, like he has look at this right here, right? I actually seen this today. I seen this earlier, right? So obviously, mainstream media is terrified of somebody like Vivek, right? Mainstream media, right? The big channels like CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, CNBC, right? All these big time corporations, they are literally terrified of somebody like Vivek because he's able to speak his mind to the highest degree, right? Where all these other uh, you know, I don't even want to really turn this into a political thing, right? Because I like to respect everybody, right? I don't want to offend nobody, especially anybody that hates Republicans for whatever reason, right? But I want to say this, right? He's not bought by the puppets that are really running the show, right? He's already self-made. Again, he's already made a shit ton of money. He doesn't have to kneel in front of the people that are paying the advertising for a lot of these big corporations, right? So he's able to really speak the truth, unfiltered truth, while most of these other candidates are not able to because they're paid by, obviously, we're not even gonna get down that rabbit hole, right? But let's look at this interview, right? This is actually pretty funny, and it just shows who Vivek is and how he's not here to play the games.
You didn't say that you condemn white supremacy.
I'm not.
You didn't say that you condemn white supremacy.
I'm not going to recite some catechism for you. I'm against vicious racial discrimination in this country. So I'm not pledging allegiance to your new religion of modern wokeism, which actually fits the test. I'm not going to bend the knee to your religion. I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to bend the knee to mine, and I'm not going to bend the knee to yours. But do I condemn vicious racial discrimination? Yes, I do. Am I going to play your silly game of gotcha? No, I'm not. And frankly, this is why people have lost trust. And I know you're going to go print the headline tomorrow. I already know this. We already know how your game works. Vivek Ramaswamy refuses to condemn white supremacy because you asked a stupid question. The reality is, I condemn vicious racial discrimination in this country, but the kind of vicious and systematic racial discrimination we see today is discrimination on the basis of race in a very different direction. You want to know what the best way is to end discrimination on the basis of race? Stop discriminating on the basis of race. Do that, and we're going to move this country forward. And I don't care whether you're black or white or brown or anything in between. That's how we're going to unite this country. You people have been responsible for dividing this country to a breaking point, creating a projection of national division. I meet people from the south side of Chicago to meetings like this one of every shade of melanin, multiple, from man to woman, doesn't make a difference, who are hungry for reviving unity in this country. And you, with your catechism that you try to get to politicians to whatever fake headline you're going to print on the basis of this conversation tomorrow, that's what's dividing this country to a breaking point. Shame on you. Look people in the eye and tell them what you've actually failed to tell them for the last 5 years. Own the accountability for your own failures as the media. That's how we rebuild trust in this country. And until then, I don't have a lot of patience to play the games.
Sheesh. No, he went in. He went crazy on that, right? He said Vivek is a criminal. Shout out to you, KJ, as well, for interacting. Listen, I love the comments, by the way, right? I love these type of dialogues, right? Says Vivek is a criminal. Please watch videos by me, Kevin, describing how he became rich. I actually watched all those videos, right? I'm a big fan of Meet Kevin as well. I constantly consume a lot of his content. He's definitely one of the smartest, most educated people in the finance YouTube scene by far. honestly one of the very few that's actually fully licensed as well and is doing big things on a high level. So I'm a big fan of Meet Kevin. So I did watch those videos as well, and he has a lot of valid points, right, in terms of, Vivek and his background in business, right? Because he was a pharmaceutical CEO, right? So he was in the pharmaceutical industry, right? And supposedly, this is what, obviously the biggest thing was that he was actually selling drugs that had failed in the past multiple times, but yet he still went on, took all these investments, took all the money coming in, and used that money to fund his own lifestyle, so on and so forth, on a drug that was already proven to not be one that was going to pass, right? So that was like the general main topic point of what they were talking about and why they feel the way about Vivek, right? But there's so much more to that, because I've seen obviously Meet Kevin's side, who's obviously very intelligent, but I've also seen a lot of different sides and different arguments as well that support Vivek, right? So for me, I take it for what it is. I hear multiple sides, and then I come down to my agreement as to what I believe, right, and what I feel like, somebody's true intentions are, man. So, but again, I'm still personally a fan of him. I think he's been saying a lot of the things that people are scared to say. I think he's definitely making himself a target for sure. And it takes a set of balls to do that. So it's interesting to see how it actually plays out. But I definitely see your argument for sure, though, KJ. It's definitely one that has been that I watch. Right, again, I'm out here. Right, I watch a lot of these videos. I watch a lot of content. And that's literally what I do all day long is just consume podcasts and watch views, watch videos, and all that. So I try to stay educated as much as possible before I, you know, try to talk my talk. But yeah, so that's where we're at with that, family. But that was an interesting video for sure. Let's go ahead and see. We have another video right here. This one has to do with crypto.
15 low cap.
So let's see what this guy is, right? This guy is Token Metrics. Whoever Token Metrics, I don't even know who this channel is. But they got 135K. And the reason why I like to go and check the channel, I don't know, man. It just adds a little bit of credibility. So this man be posting though, right? He got almost 3,000 videos, right? He's definitely consistent, right? Oh my God, 3,000 videos is crazy, right? But let's see what happened recently, right? Did he just now start picking back up because the bull market is coming back? And that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. But he definitely got a lot of freaking videos. What are his oldest videos? Yeah, 4 years ago, he definitely had some videos on crypto. Interesting, man. Interesting. Right, so let's see what this guy has to talk about. He's saying there's 15 low cap, 100x altcoins that we can make millions with. Right now, these altcoins that he talks about, family, we actually gonna research them. Right? Nah, this is a long video though. This is a 40-minute banger. Do we want to watch this entire 40-minute banger? We'll start it and we'll see how it goes. We'll start it, we'll see how it goes.
Some even 1000x potential. And fund the
Now let's see. You used to drop some gem podcasts last year in the telly. Absolutely, bro. I consume a lot of content.
50x return.
All right, so let's see what this guy's talking about.
That's turning $1,000 to $50,000. And we're in the pre-halving rally. There's still a lot of upside, as I will show. The biggest altcoin season of all time.
We just landed on the moon and the Lambo.
1,000x. So this has a lot of upside. This one is swinging for the fences. If you buy the device and just drive around, I'll see you in 3 years.
Yeah, I gotta speed this video up, bro. I really do, because I already want to speed it up now.
Okay? When 100x, when moon, when even 1,000x. So if you want the next Casper, guess what? I'm giving you the next Casper. I mentioned this before. I've been banging the table. I've been hitting the nail on the head. We are going to have the biggest crypto bull run ever. And people always say, there's no way this is going to happen. Bitcoin, crypto is cyclical every 4 years, but they have not looked at the data. There's a reason why the video I made on this on our YouTube channel has blown.
All right, come on, bro. I want to get straight to the altcoins. Guess what?
This also means we'll have the biggest altcoin season of all time.
I hope. Shit, I got a lot of money in altcoins.
Total crypto market cap. And we're taking the same method and we're creating a bear case, a base case, and a moon case. Bear case is very, very conservative prediction. Base case is average, what's normal, what should be expected, what's reasonable. Moon case is if things go parabolic, Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin to 150K or even 500,000. Bloomberg claims Bitcoin could reach 500,000. Things could go super parabolic. Maybe you might want to call this a super cycle, but those aren't words we would use. But regardless, we think crypto can go anywhere from 8 to 14 trillion. It's currently at 1.5 trillion. So there is still upside. We are still early. Now, let me give you points of reference, right? So assume crypto goes to 10 trillion market cap. What does that look like? Using Bitcoin, using Dogecoin?
What does that look like?
I picked the meme coins. You find out why I picked them.
Said
Right?
Pepe.
Bitcoin is king of the hill. It's ranked first in market cap. If the
Bro,
market,
I understand you're trying to
so
educate,
how do we
bro, and
choose
I
these guys?
appreciate it, bro. But I'm trying to
So
get
why
to the
should we
actual
listen to what we're
tokens,
saying?
bro. Like,
Well,
what's your
let's check the tape.
tokens, man?
Let's check the
All right, here we
further
go.
ado. Let's hop into the 15 low cap coins.
Thank you.
First up on the list, Seller Network. What is Seller?
Seller
Seller
Network.
is a blockchain interoperability protocol and layer 2 scaling platform. In essence, this has both cross-chain messaging and cross-chain bridges.
Seller
And a bunch
Network.
of other different things.
Let me look that
Why
up.
do we like this? Well, first of all, market cap is under 100 million at the time of this. $93 million market cap. It's ranked 361st in market cap. FDV under 170 million. More than half the tokens are liquid. Technology grade was pretty good, 80%. And it has a narrative, a tailwind. Cross-chain, multi-chain, L2 scaling, those are the big narratives. So if you want something to give you exposure to those narratives, this is a good project. Its competitor. In terms of bridges and swaps, Thorchain, because they have C-Bridge on Seller.
How do we feel about this one? This is a $164 million market cap currently right now. Right, it is down tremendously. It's even lower than where it initially even started or came out at. This project been around since 2019. The high is around 17 cents, close to 18 cents. The high currently trading at around 2 cents. There is a total max supply of around 10 billion. There's around 7 billion in circulation, so 77% has already been mined and is already out there in circulation. $16 million of volume in the past 24 hours. Binance is probably the #1 exchange that it is on. Interesting, right? Let's see what is actually about. Blockchain interoperability protocol enabling a one-click user experience accessing tokens, DeFi, game, NFTs, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Let's check out the website real quick. How are you guys feeling about this website, family? I don't know. For me, first impression is everything, right? Because there's so many projects that we can invest in. We got to figure out we have to have some type of filter system, right? And one of my filters for projects is definitely the website. Right, it's definitely the website, right? So how are we feeling about this website? I don't care I don't care what the project is, right? If the website is shitty, I'm not investing into it, bro. That's just me. All right, but how are we feeling about this one? This one isn't too bad. All right, it's not too bad. It seems like a little clean website. Very bright, very graphic, out there, not bad. All right, so let's see what this is. Use seller IM interchain messaging framework. We got C-Bridge. Let's go ahead and see what the app is looking like. Website looks childish. It definitely, I could definitely see that, right? Look like a 3rd-year-old made it. Okay, their bridge actually works. They do have working products at least, right? So they do have the exchange right there. Not feeling it? Y'all not feeling it? All right, so we out of here. We're not even gonna waste time.
And in a way, it's kind of similar to Layer 0 and Polygon. They do have a partnership with Polygon. But these are the competitors.
It looks
Now,
childish.
I'm not saying that they're going to be the next Layer 0 or the next Polygon. I don't think so, right? But we like it because it's in good tech and it's undervalued, and more than half the tokens are liquid. Its probability of beating its competitors or flipping the competitors in terms of valuation is 10%. I mean, all these altcoins are low cap, so they'll all have small percentages of flipping the competitors. But I want to give you perspective, right? Because Layer 0, cross-chain messaging protocol, one of the biggest projects out there, they raised $120 million at a $3 billion valuation. Seller right now, FDV 164, market cap 93 million, pretty good upside.
Let's
What's the
see.
RI prediction? I think the base case.
Yo, you guys are
worst
flaming
case,
this project.
This is a 20x, worst case. But we're
You
here
guys
thinking
are
about to the moon.
hilarious.
So how high, in the best of the best, if everything goes right, in a blue moon opportunity, how high can this go?
Yeah, how high
Now, this
can
is
we go?
highly unlikely, but it is possible. I think the moon case for this is a 200x.
200x?
So in terms of market cap, where would
You're
that put it?
wild.
If we do a 20x, this would be about 2 billion market cap at the peak of the bull run, and a top 150 market cap project. Now, if we go to the moon case, this would be a $20 billion market cap and a top 25 project. I think that's highly unlikely, but it's somewhere in the middle.
That would be
I want to give you
crazy.
both the moon case and the base case, and we'll find a middle ground. I gave you the points of reference with Bitcoin being at 5 trillion.
All right, let's go to the next
we covered
one,
this
buddy.
when they were at about 7 FDB. That's when we got in with our fund, and that's when we covered it on our research. But what is JoyStream? JoyStream is basically building the YouTube for Web3. It's a blockchain video platform and DAO that will also have video NFTs and also allow creators to share revenue.
YouTube for Web3.
Market cap is currently 37 million, FTP 51 million. We covered this before when it was at 7.5 million. So it's already made money. And we think there's still a lot of upside. Over 70% of the tokens already in the market. The technology grade is great, 75%. Fundamental, 77%. For perspective, fundamentals for early stage products is a lot lower. So in essence, anything over 60% is pretty good. Anything over 80 is incredible, but that's very rare you find products like that that just recently launched that are low caps. The big narratives: consumer, video, and NFTs, right?
Interesting.
And this is competing with YouTube and Theta. Theta is about 3 billion FDB or market cap itself, and YouTube is obviously a big company.
Joystream. Has anybody ever heard of Joystream? I have never heard of Joystream. Well, let's see what this Joystream is about. This is actually a very interesting concept. They said the YouTube for blockchain. The YouTube for blockchain, a video platform protocol. This is their actual Telegram. Let's see. We welcome numerous creators, blah, blah, blah. This is interesting. Let's see what we got here. They got the website, they got a light paper, a Discord, they got a Telegram, the video app. What's the video app? Gleave. Welcome to Gleave. Content-focused video platform that's part of the Joystream ecosystem. This really looks like YouTube. Look at this. All just crypto. Gleave.xyz. Gleave.xyz. The cool thing about this, though, family, is that they actually have working products on this platform. I'm a big fan of cryptos that actually have working products on their platform. And this is clearly a working product on your platform. And look at this, right? You can even connect your YouTube directly and automatically sync it to Gleave and get paid. I wonder how they pay you. I'm pretty sure they probably pay you in Gleave tokens, would be my guess. For simply uploading content on this platform, you probably get paid out in Gleave tokens. That's pretty in. How are we feeling about this one, family? How are we feeling about this one? This one don't seem bad, man. They got a working product. They are a newer product, right? They're not, as big. They're around a $30 million market cap, so they're definitely a smaller project. The volume is horrible, right? They only got around half a million dollars worth of volume. I really wish that was a lot more. That's actually that actually could be a deal breaker for me. I'm not gonna lie, because I really like products that have a lot of volume. But this could still be a sleeping giant. Stay woke. Right. This is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. Built and operated on the Joystream blockchain. I never heard of the Joystream blockchain though, but this is an interesting one, man. Let's see what the video's about real quick.
Today, it's very difficult to build new video platforms like YouTube or TikTok. A handful of corporations hoard all the content and data, forcing everyone to use their apps. What if we could change it? Meet Joystream, a protocol for video platform applications. All profiles, videos, and social interactions live on a dedicated high-throughput blockchain. A user-controlled DAO funds creators and builders and operates the content infrastructure. Developers can build new applications on an open network effect with APIs they can trust forever. This empowers them to experiment with new algorithms and policies that can delight creators in new ways. Creators can build their business on a solid foundation. They can issue a revenue-sharing creator token to fund their projects. They can also sell video NFTs to capture more value from their greatest fans. Joystream. The change is here. Join us today.
Joystream. The change is here, family. Freaking Joystream. Let's see. There was the total number of videos uploaded to the platform along with a percentage showing the relative increase within the last week. So there was 700,000 videos that were added to this platform. 20,000 user engagements, which is all the comments, likes, and stuff like that. 17,000 channels performed along with percentage showing that created. So there's 17,000 created channels, 8,000 followers, 40,000, $300,000 was paid out so far. This might be a play, family. I'm not even gonna lie. This is pretty interesting. See, something like this is something that I would gladly invest into. Because again, it looks cool. Right, it has a working product already. There's already people using the actual working product. They're already paying out people that are actually on the working product, right? And it seems like they're trending as well with growth. I mean, they're seeing plus 1% growth across the board minimum. Yeah, this is an interesting project right here. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's see. And they have apps being built on top of this blockchain as well. That's a massive plus as well. right? Again, Joystream is the blockchain, right? Gleave, Pioneer, Joystats, all these other ones are apps that are built on top of that blockchain, right? Those are the valuable blockchains right there, right? That are already starting to have apps being built on top of them, right? So that is massive positive for this right here. All right, this is pretty dope. This is pretty dope for sure, right? I think this is interesting. Yeah, this is a good play right here, family. You guys know what we're doing, right? Let me go. Where my thing at? Where's my spreadsheet at? Where my spreadsheet at? It's under YouTube. There we go. This one going on the spreadsheet, family. I'm not gonna lie. This one going on the spreadsheet. This one's definitely going on the spreadsheet because this is a good one right here. Remember, I am having a spreadsheet, family, for crypto projects that we do speak about on stream. And we are going to just manage and monitor these crypto projects throughout the year. Now, I am going to be investing personally into some of these, but I will tell you guys exactly which ones I get into so that you guys can also do what you guys want to do with that as well, right? As of right now, I am in this one. I was already in this one. I've been in this one for the past couple of weeks. Inspect. So yeah. But let's go ahead and add joy to the rotation. Because this could possibly be a good one. This could possibly be a good one. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's see, especially early on, man. We're so early in the bull run. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be crazy. How do I? All right, what's Joystream's website? All right, here. Boom. Let's get their Twitter. Where is their Twitter? We do got to see what their Twitter's like. Let's see. Hopefully, they're getting good engagement, man, and good activity, right? So they got about 52,000 followers here on Twitter. Again, I love the inspect tool. This is one of the main reasons why I invested into the first project that we added onto our cheat, which is inspect. It's because this tool is so cool, man. It's just like a layer 2 for crypto or for X, all right, which allows this button to pop up, which is interesting. But let's see what we got here, right? So we got, we had an AMA just dropped. I wonder who. I don't know if this is the CEO, the co-founder, right? So whoever this dude is, the co-founder, he just dropped the AMA, pretty much going over a few topics. Definitely watch that. Absolutely. They're pretty active on X. Obviously, the engagement on X usually isn't always the best compared to other platforms, but they are getting a couple likes. I kind of wish it was a lot more compared to their following, right? They got 52,000 followers, but their most recent, they're only getting 30 likes, 20 likes. I wish the engagement was a lot more. It would show that there's a lot more interest in the project. But either way, you never know, right? That could pick up very, very quick, right? It could pick up very, very quick. There's still a very, relatively new project, right? That we're now looking at. But let me see. Let me go ahead and fill this out. We got this. We got the coin market cap as well. And again, you guys will have access to this spreadsheet as well. Let me just make sure my shit is right. I need to make sure. All right, there we go. Where can we buy it from? Gate.io. MEXC is the biggest option. MEXC and Gate.io are the places you can go ahead and purchase this at. Obviously, we're just putting it in, so we have 0 gains as of right now. And these are things that we're going to update as well throughout, obviously, as we go through this. But this is definitely a next one, guys. That's not a bad pick, man. Again, I really like it because they have a working product, right? I'm a big fan, like I said, of platforms that have working products already built on top of them. And it seems like this platform has that as well, right? Now, you can always go a little bit deeper, look at the light paper, look at the roadmap, the manifesto, and also continue to dive deeper into the project to see exactly what is really, really happening and what's going on. But, Yeah, I like what I see so far, right? So look at the roadmap, new exchange listings, bounty program. They got a lot of different things that they're looking for, right? Let's go straight to Q1, right? So right now they're in the development stage for an Ethereum bridge. They're going to be updating their content search, their content recommendations. They're going to be updating in Q1. Their content infrastructure, they're going to be updating a fee on and off ramp. They have a lot of things too, man. Like, look at all these different things that they're like. This is all Q1, right? They have a ton of stuff that they're looking to implement or update in all of Q1. New wallets, automated thumbnail generation. That is crazy. Yeah, hey man, I'm not even gonna lie, family. This is a dope one, man. This is a dope one for sure, right? Here's the light paper. You guys can obviously come here and start to research a little bit more of really what the platform is all about. Putting it up against the competitors. But yeah, this is a cool one. We got the manifesto. Yeah, I like this project a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. I like this project a lot. Let me go ahead and save this one. Big Gleave. Yeah, look how many creators are on here too, man. There's already a lot of people that are on this platform, which is cool. All right, so that is that one. Appreciate this guy. Shout out to this guy for giving us
Now,
that
I'm not saying
gem.
it's going to be the next YouTube,
I
but
think that's
the
a nice
technology is
gem.
great, and it can be bigger than Theta. Why we like it, great
All
tech,
right,
YouTube
so let's
for
see what else
Web3,
we got here. Let's see what the
chance it
next
will
one is.
flip Theta and all these other video products, I think is 15%. So not bad for a low cap altcoin. ROI prediction. How much money can this make? Base case, 25x. This is the conservative estimate. Moon case, 150x. So Stellar has more upside, but this has a lower floor. Market cap, where would this product be? Base case, 830 million, top 300 market cap. Right now it's close to 600 market cap. So basically half that. Moon case, 5.5 billion market cap, top 70 project. Somewhere between top 70, top 300 project by the peak of the bull run. Peak of the bull run being 2026, right? So we have spring to fall 2026 because we're assuming we'll have 25% longer cycle of a bull run, creating the biggest altcoin season ever. Next, Taraxa is an EVM compatible smart contract platform. Well, it's basically a block DAG.
Texera, what
now
is
they're
it?
trying to Taraxa
Taraxa. Let's look up Taraxa. Let's see. It's a $48 million project. And this thing is way lower from where it opened at. This thing is like down. This thing is down bad, right? So $48 million market cap, about $1 million worth of volume, 24-hour volume. Circulating supply around 3.6 billion, 10 billion total supply. It's on a ton of major exchanges. KuCoin being probably the biggest one as of right now. KuCoin is definitely probably the biggest. What is really not that much information as of right here on the information for this. So let's see what this guy had to say about this
EVM
one.
compatible smart contract platform. Well, it's basically a block DAG for Web3. Now they're trying to solve real world problems. It sounds more businessy. Very low market cap, 61 million market cap. Ranks 463 in market cap. FDV under 180. Token supply, about a third of the tokens are liquid in the market. Technology score 81%. Big narrative, block DAG EVM, right? It lets you port EVM applications or dApps onto it. Block DAG, similar to what Caspa did. Everybody's trying to find the next Caspa. Caspa did 100x basically in a bear market. So people want the next
Yeah, Caspa went crazy. No
I'm
cap.
giving you the next Caspa. It's not this. Why we like it, it's not the next Caspa. Stay tuned in this list. I will give you the next Caspa, not financial advice. Right? But Caspa is a competitor. It's a decent competitor, but I don't think it will outperform Caspa, or rather surpass Caspa in FDV. Caspa, for perspective, scored an 87% in technology. 87. So this is 81%. So we think Caspa is still better. So we don't expect this to flip Caspa. But let's say it happens. I think the probability is 10%. I think it's very low. But using all that, we can predict base case, we think 25x, moon case, 250x. So that would mean base case market cap, 1.5 billion. This should be a top 200 project in essence by the peak of the bull run. Moon case, which I think is unlikely, but let's say for some reason tech gets better, this could be a top 30 project at 15 billion market cap. Let's go to a different project. Nolus. This is actually a portfolio company for Tokenmetrics Ventures. We invested in the seed round. A very interesting project. Basically, they're building a DeFi borrowing lending platform that allows you to borrow more than 150% of your collateral. And they do that by basically putting everything into a closed ecosystem in Cosmos where your funds are locked in smart contract. So you get extra exposure. Very, very innovative project. Market cap is very low. 7 million at the time of this video. It's ranked 1300 in market.
7. He's on a whole nother project. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this Tessera one. This is definitely not one that interests me personally. Right, so I'm gonna pass on that one. Let's see what he's talking about with Nolis. 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 I can't even find Nolis. Hold on. Nolis. Nolis. Oh, that's I spelled it wrong. Nolis. Damn, this is a what the hell? This is like a brand new project. $7 million market cap. Nolis provides a DeFi platform with up to 100%, 50% where loans now payments are locked in smart contract typical exposure, reduce margin call risk with various interest rates. So it's like a lending platform, Nolis. Nolis is a lending platform. Let's see. Reshaping money markets across chain lease protocol. DeFi the odds. I see. I don't know. These type of projects just like don't interest me because there's so many out right now. Like there's so many of these projects, bro. Just like these lending and leasing protocols, like they're everywhere, right? There's a million of these, man. So like, why this one? I mean, this is like a brand new project. I'm gonna have to go to Dex Screener to try to look for this one. Let me see what we got here. Hold on. Let's go. Nolis. Do they even have it up here? All right, so it's around a $9 million market cap right now. This is the Osmosis project. Okay. Built on the Osmosis blockchain. Is that real? Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's see where we're at. Let me make sure this is the right one. 5 cents. Yeah, this is the exact one right here, right? So we did actually just see a massive pump on this, right? From November, we had a 170% increase, a massive gain. As of now, though, we are down 32% from the highs, which you guys know, that's what we want to see, right? We want to get in when this thing is low, right? There is around a $9 million market cap here, around $500,000 worth of liquidity, which is really good. We want to see that. Notice it's semi-permissioned blockchain, bridging lenders and borrowers. Like I said, I'm just not a fan of these lending protocols usually. All right, these don't really interest me too much. This one is relatively very, very low in terms of market cap. That I'm pretty sure you should see some type of crazy pump just because of the bull market itself. So I do think this is gonna get a pump, right? As long as they do what they say they're doing. Which every other freaking loan company is saying they're doing. If they do what they're saying they're doing, they're gonna make. I mean, I do see this thing possibly continuing to pump. It's just not something I'm interested in personally. Right? I'm good on Nolis. I'm tired of these lending protocols. There's too many out there. All right, let's go to the next one.
So let's go to the next one. Next,
yeah, that's what I said.
We actually have a trade on this. We covered this with our research team, and we
began
trading this. Then after further research, we said, hey, you know what? This actually is a good project to hold for the long term. I'll show you why. So Nexa is a scalable layer 1 blockchain that supports EVM contracts. They claim to have over 10 billion daily transactions. But the main thing why we like this.
Hold on. Nexa is a scalable layer 1 blockchain supporting over 10 billion daily transactions. 10 billion daily transactions? As if, like, are they currently supporting 10 billion daily transactions? Because that's crazy.
It's under 60 million market cap. It's
that's crazy.
In market cap.
All right, so let's see. Back when he recorded this video 3 weeks ago, it was around $57 million market cap. Currently, right now, there's no way that this is the right Nexa. This Nexa, there's no way this is the same one. A digital economy. It will handle over 10 billion transactions per day. I mean, it is the same exact one. Okay, so this is the $18 million project. Why is he saying it's a $57 million project? Where is he getting that from? Because I'm seeing it as a... I'm seeing it as an $18 million project. Hold on, let me see if I can find it elsewhere. Yeah, we're not going to find it here. Yeah, either way, this is definitely an $18 million project, around $600,000 worth of 24-hour volume. There's a shit ton of tokens out there. These projects are really shitty too, right? These projects with this much supply, like this is crazy. Like this is like $2.2 trillion or $1 trillion. It's like 2.2 trillion total supply, right? With a max of 21 trillion. Like, bro, like, come on, why you gotta do all that, right? Like, why you gotta have trillions of tokens? I'm not a fan of that many projects like that. I like lower supply projects personally. But yeah, this is an interesting project. Again, not something that really interests me personally. Right? Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of this one. All right, buddy, you only gave us one so far, man. Out of 5 projects, you only gave us one good
The
one.
next up, we got a small
Let's
one here.
see.
This one we found actually using a platform tokenmetrics. And this one, we actually don't have any review because it's very early, but we think this has a lot of upside. This is a huge upside low cap project. It's called SuiPad. It's
SuiPad, which is on the Sui blockchain. I actually had a little bit of Sui earlier, which I just sold. Well, we just sold Sui because it wasn't doing shit. But we actually had invested into the Sui blockchain, the Sui token itself. So this is the launchpad offering access to projects here on top of the Sui blockchain itself, right?
basically
So
a
that's
launchpad on
interesting.
the Sui blockchain. Very bullish on Sui ecosystem. People call Sui Aptos, well, Move in general, right? Because in the last 1 year, the Move programming language has been the highest growing developer programming language for Web3. Think of Sui and Aptos as the Solana for this cycle. So if you don't want to invest in a large cap on Aptos or Sui, how do you get exposure to those? All right, so for Sui, you can get exposure to SuiPad. Market cap $2 million. That is pure.
Yeah, this is the baby.
$4 million FTV. 45% of the tokens are already liquid. So the big narratives, Sui narrative, and Launchpad narratives. Its competitor, while there are lots of launchpads out there, this, in my opinion, can be similar with Avalanche, the launchpad on Avalanche, and then Tencent is a launchpad for Binance and some other.
Yeah, this is a
but they
baby.
have a great investor list. This is what caught our attention, right? NGC Ventures, Cogitant Ventures, actually a customer of Tokenomics, a part of our VIP group, Maven Capital, New Tribe Capital, right? So these are great investors, right? We invest a lot with NGC. New Tribe was early in the seed round of JoyStream, right? Cogitant is very early. So we know these projects and these VCs. So if they have these VCs backing them, we think they'll have good access to deal flow for the launchpad projects for Sui. So we think this has upside. Even though we're still doing a formal review on it based on the investor list and how low the market cap is, we think it's a good flyer. So it gives you exposure to the Sui ecosystem. The probability it will flip its competitors, I think it's actually pretty high. Now, of course, it's high risk, high reward, right? Just based on the investor list. But in that sense, we think if you're bullish on Move and you want exposure to that, this is a good exposure. So our prediction, base case 45x, moon case 180x. So that would put it top 1,000 market cap. It sounds like it's still an altcoin or a low cap. It is. That's just 90 million market cap. Moon case, if it goes to top 500 in market cap, that's 350 market cap. So huge upside, but super risky, but good exposure to Sui.
This is an interesting project, right? Because a lot of these launchpad projects do go crazy, right? They actually do get a lot of traction because that's an easy way to actually gain access to the actual apps that are built on top of these blockchains, right? So, like I said, I already invested. I did sell it off, but we had invested into Sui, right? The blockchain itself, just because it did have massive, massive traction, right? Sui is a newer blockchain that came out probably a year, 2 years ago, but is already one of the top dogs in the space, going crazy, right? So it's getting a lot of traction for sure. And this launchpad, as this really continues to gain traction, Sui itself, the Sui pad could actually see it could see a really good pump. Like it really could, if Sui does continue to get traction the way they do. So that's going to be an interesting project overall. But let's go into the next one.
Up next, a project we like, very biased, of course, because I've been an early contributor to AstroDAO, but
AstroDAO, I already had looked into this one. This one was a decent project. But I wanna go straight to their best ones. Cause like this video is pretty long. Or I wanna go into like their best projects and see what we're
next
looking
up,
at.
GameSwift. Yes, this is a project that has already done a 50x. We were in early with our fund,
GameSwift
Ventures, and then our customers, we shared this with them. They got in early with IDO, but guess what? Even though it's done a 50x, there's still upside. It is still fourth on the list. When I shared this on the customer webinar, I told people this was the. All right, up next, let's pivot
talk about this
from
one real quick.
all these Casper competitors and go to Deepin, a big narrative. Demo. So what is Demo?
Demo.
Is basically a platform.
I'm a fan of Demo.
For vehicle data management. In essence, it's drive to earn. So we know last cycle there was walk to earn with Step In and all these other projects. This was drive to earn. You basically
drive to earn.
You get a device, and in a way, you can get tokens with this without even buying anything. I'm doing this myself. This is a no-brainer. Download the app, put in your information.
Now, no cap, it's a no-brainer. I'm doing this as well, family. I actually got the Demo car reader actually already active in one of my vehicles. Cause I'm also like they got me right. I'm on it as well, right? So I'm a big part of the Demo family. I think that there's a lot of upside to this company, to this brand, to this narrative, the drive to earn narrative. Imagine being able to drive your vehicle and getting paid to do so. That's pretty much what you do when you actually sign up with Demo, right? And this thing is cool because it does give you it's an OBT. What it is, when you sign up for Demo, you're able to buy a OBD2 reader that tracks pretty much all the information that your car gives off, right? And all that data that your car is giving off, right? You're able to monetize that data and you get rewarded in Demo tokens. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now, right? I'm actually gonna go ahead and buy another one for my other car, because this is free money, like legit free money, right? Like the one that I bought is $100 to macaron, right? I bought the Demo macaron for $100, and now I'm making Demo tokens, right? I'll probably end up making around, $100 to $200 a month off of me just driving the vehicles that we already own. It's game changer, right? So I'm a big fan of Demo. I'm actually using the product itself as well. So I see a lot of upside to Demo for sure, right? So if you guys want a solid project that I think can really, really go crazy, I think Demo is definitely a solid one, right? We actually seen a pump from, 8 cents all the way up to around 50 cents, right? And that's a big move. I think this is easily a project that's going to get into the few dollar mark, right? I think we can get into the $3 to $5 mark easily for this project. So if you want a good one, man, I think this one is cool. Especially if I don't know if you know somebody that's like renting cars, right? Like I wish I had the amount of cars that I used to have for Turo, right? Because I used to do Turo heavy back in the day. Like 2 years ago, I used to have like 5 to 7 cars on Turo at any time. Um, if I still had all those vehicles, man, I would slap one of these equipments, I would slap one of these demo things on every one of those cars and earn tokens off of every single one. Monetize all them things, man. But yeah, I'm a big fan of demo for sure.
Money in essence. Now you can also buy this on exchanges, but if you don't want to buy it, you should at least, in my opinion, get it.
All right, let's go to the next
Next up,
one.
Game
Game
Swift.
Swift.
Yes, this is a project that has already done a 50x. We were in
G
early with our fund,
Swift.
Tokenomics Ventures, and then our customers, we shared this with them. They got in early with IDL, but guess what? Even though it's done a 50x, there's still upside. It is still fourth on the list. When I shared this on the customer webinar, I told people this was the easiest 100x in this cycle, and that was when it was 12.5 million FDV. And I said this, based on the technology and everything, this was as easy as it gets for 100x, and we think it's going to do all that, right? What is GameSwift? It's a modular blockchain platform that is using ZK EVM technology for Web3 gaming. If you want exposure to gaming, yes, there are lots of games out there, but we think infrastructure play, this is it. And the market cap right now, 25 million. So it's still low after doing a 50x.
25 million 3 weeks ago. Today is sitting at 35 million. It added $10 million worth of market cap within a matter of 3 weeks, right? So let's actually really dive into this one real quick, right? Because this guy is talking heavy about this project. Game Swift, right? Clearly, we obviously know it has to do with the gaming project. It's a gaming token, a gaming project, clearly. But let's see. Subscribe to GS Pay for benefits. He's talking about the technology and everything is already really good. Infrastructure, Game Swift Analytics, go to the platform. That's what I want to see. I want to see the platform. Okay, they do have a few games already on the platform. They have one, two. Yeah, they do got a few games as well. This is, again, it's a product that actually is already working. I'm a big fan of products that are already working, right? This is clearly a product that's already working. They already have a bunch of working games on the product as well, built on top of it. And it looks like they're eventually going to expand deeper. I mean, they got a ton of different projects on here. Holy moly. They got the wallet. What is this? Your profile. Yeah, this is not a bad one here neither, man. Again, like I said, I'm a big fan of projects that already have games, right, built into it. I'm a big fan of that, right? So GameSwift is an interesting project, right? Especially at $35 million. Man, if this catches traction, this could be a banger, right? If this catches traction, this could be a banger. Matter of fact, this is going on our list. This is definitely going on our list. All right, because again, if it can cap traction, man, this thing could definitely absolutely, truly be a massive banger, right? So let's go ahead and put this one on the list as well, so that we can continue to monitor this one and again possibly invest into it, right? Because again, I'm gonna be investing into a ton of these projects, family, that are on this list. I'm definitely gonna be investing into for sure. All right, so let's see. Format, number, automatic. Website, GameSwift.io. What is their Twitter? X, bada bing, bada boom. Market cap. Let's get this up there. And top exchanges. The number one exchange right now is Bybit and Uniswap. All right, cool. Yeah, nah, this is definitely another solid project, fam. I'm not even gonna lie. What I actually want to do, I actually want to put. I'm actually gonna insert some because I want to put market cap as well, right? I want to track the market cap from when we actually get into these projects. I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, let's see. What's the market cap? So this is a $35 million market cap. Inspect 28 million. Inspect 28 million. Joy Stream is around 30. Yeah, all these are low caps too, man. These things can easily 50 to 100x. 50 to 100x during the bull run. All right, cool. So we got 3 projects, man, so far. I think are very interesting, man. I think are very, very interesting. That I'm excited for. That have, in my opinion, a ton of upside throughout the rest of this year. Again, GameSwift definitely I never heard of before, but man, the fact that it already has a ton of games built on top of it, using especially the ZK EVMs, platform, which is honestly blowing up in popularity. Yeah, this could really be a banger right here, GameSwift. This could be a banger, right? And they got a massive following already as well, 170K. Right, they're getting a decent amount of likes. Not too much, but I mean they got a massive, massive community as well here. At least on Twitter. Let's see, where's their Discord? What's their Discord looking like? I really just want to see how many active. They got around 30,000 members in their Discord, around 1,200 actually online. Yeah, interesting, man. This is some interesting stuff for sure. It's some interesting stuff for sure, fam. I think this could be a very interesting gaming project for sure. Game Source. So keep your eye on that one, man. That's a
It's
banger.
ranked 7th. All
All right,
right.
let's see what this
So
guy's talking
next
about.
up, another project we've covered very early. I've covered this more than 1 year ago. Hive Mapper, Honey, and it is now running. Like honestly, the data I have here is outdated because it's down like 30% like the last 2 days.
Yeah,
But what
Honey
is
is
Hive
going
Mapper?
crazy.
It's
Hive
an
Mapper is going
AI-powered,
crazy.
basically Google Maps for Web3. So in essence, you buy this dash cam, you put it on your car, you drive around, drive to earn, and it's mapping roads and creating a decentralized mapping platform, kind of like Google Maps, and they pay you in tokens for doing it. I covered this, I believe, 1.5 years ago, and I said even back then before it launched, this was the next Helium network. He did almost 1,000x return for those who got in, and we're just mining it. This, if you don't want to buy this, just buy the device, put it in your car and drive and earn tokens. One of our employees bought like I think 5 to 10 of these devices, get them to the family, they're driving around and they're splitting the profits. Helium made a lot of money if you got in early. After a while, after like 2 years, people weren't making too much money because there were 20 people on the ecosystem, on the blockchain. But at the peak, when I was mining Helium, I was making $6,000 a month just for sharing my Wi-Fi connection with the hotspot. That didn't last long.
That's crazy.
But when it was rallying up, it went from like 3K to 4K to 6K, then it peaked. Then it began crashing. Like now I'm not mining Helium anymore. Now I think this makes sense to buy. But when you're getting in early, like with us, with our fund, we've been accumulating this for a while. And then I bought devices and gave to my family. But this is going to be a moneymaker. That's why it's third on the list. Market cap, 23 million market cap. Now this has been pumping a lot, so this is already outdated.
Damn, hold on. 3 weeks ago, $23 million market cap. Today, it's a $91 million market cap project. This thing was pumping like crazy. But even there, like this thing really, if you look at this map, it really hasn't even moved. Let's go look at I want to see the candlestick chart. This thing really hasn't truly moved yet, neither, for what the potential for this project is. I think this is a project that I believe really could truly go crazy. Right, this is a very interesting project. I already had looked into it. I looked into the actual webcam as well to try to earn the tokens. I don't think I'm gonna do that personally. 'Cause that's this is a big camera to have on your dash, but it's definitely an interesting project. I think so. I think one of you guys are gonna do this. I think this is gonna be a good project, right? But I'm gonna fast forward again. I'm trying to get through this now, fam, because this is taking.
Right. We have a new one here. This actually just made this list today. Right. This is how fast our research is changing. I had the list. About 20% of the tokens are liquid. Technology score, 87%. So for a project to be under 20 million in market cap with a high tech score, Casper was at 87%. That has made a killing. This fits under the narrative of cross-chain. Its competitor, Layer 0 Seller, which I covered before at the beginning of this list, and Axel. Layer 0 for perspective. All right, Rose, please, for the final 100th project the last one that takes the cake. Numero uno, creme de la creme. We just landed on the moon at the land ball. All right, what is it going to be? Mint Layer. This was a sleeper. Layer. This we just covered in the last few weeks or so. But I'll tell you why. One, this is tied to the Bitcoin narrative. Mint Layer is a Bitcoin proof of stake sidechain, in essence for DeFi. It's bringing DeFi smart contracts to Bitcoin. We saw how Bitcoin did. Bitcoin has been rallying. We've seen how Stacks has been doing. We've seen how Ordinals have been doing. If you want exposure to smart contracts on Bitcoin, this is it. Market cap, it's under 10 million market cap. Its ranking in market cap is 1,128. FTV is 50 million. About 20% of the tokens are liquid. This is high risk, high reward. And this is why we like it. The technology score is at 89%. Its tech score higher than Casper. So you know what, you could say this could be the next Casper. They aren't really competitors per se, because this is more of a Bitcoin sidechain. But the tech is legit, and it's under $10 million market cap. Big narratives here. Bitcoin ecosystem and proof of work. Smart
under 10 million when he spoke about it. Now it's at 40 million. This thing is mooning.
Bucks to Bitcoin. Now I told you I don't have any Bitcoin because there's no alpha. There's no money to be made in Bitcoin anymore. To me, Bitcoin's a stable coin. But if I wanted exposure to the Bitcoin ecosystem with 100x or 1000x.
That's an interesting project. I never heard of that one either. But out of these projects that we've seen on this video, I think we took two of them, JoyStream and GameSwift. I think are both very interesting projects that have the potential to go nuts. I'm not even gonna lie, right? Like these two projects are very interesting projects that we just got, and I'm probably gonna put a couple dollars behind it, right? For sure. If I do put some money behind it, though, I will try to do it in a way that you guys can see how it's done, because accessing these projects usually isn't the easiest. Especially if you're not that experienced in the crypto space, trying to use these exchanges or these decentralized exchanges are really not the easiest things if you're a beginner, right? So I'll try to see if I could document that process as well and how to actually purchase these things. I think that would be pretty cool, and I think that would be very helpful for you guys as well. But we got a couple projects though, family. So far we got 3 projects, man, that I think are very reliable projects that can definitely see some upside for sure this year. So I'm excited for that. Right, but let's go ahead and just take one more spin around the block now that we just watched those videos. Again, if you guys do have any other videos that you guys want me to react to, go ahead and make sure to join the actual Discord. I will send the link in the chat once again. Send or at least join here. Right, and then come down into the community section, and where it says videos to react to, go ahead and drop it in there, and I'll go ahead and we'll watch it tomorrow, right? So shout out to Free Zone. This is a video that we can go ahead and watch tomorrow and react to. This looks like it's going to be more of a funny one, so I'm excited for that. Have some laughs with you guys, and we'll go from there, right? But in terms of the markets, I think the markets are going to start to correct. Again, I do want to see the dollar start to pull back some. There was 2 areas that I was interested in, a sweep of this 102.300 level, and then possibly some bullish structure forming or bullish candlesticks could give that opportunity. But I like the upside here for the dollar. I do want to see us take out this 103 level, so I will be looking for that tomorrow morning during New York session when we start to trade. Gold, big fan of it. I still think we have a little bit more upside before we truly go ahead and start to roll over to the downside. So this is another one I'm going to keep my eye on as well going into tomorrow morning session with the actual paid community. And then the euro, pound, these are all going to be very similar. All right, you want to see this thing push back up, and then from there give us reasons to short. Same thing for indices. We want to see the push back up to then go ahead and look for more reasons to possibly short. And yeah, if we can get those pushes and those moves, and hopefully they don't happen during London session and take away all of our moves, and we can get the real big move during New York, that would be phenomenal. Right. But besides that, though, family, that's going to be it for tonight, man. Definitely enjoyed you vibing out with you guys, watching the reactions, looking at the market, seeing what's happening. Again, I am going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Like I said, I'm going to be consistently live with you guys. And I'm excited to see what we get, man. But we're going to be just, coming on here and just chopping it up like we just did, reacting to videos, looking at the markets, checking out Twitter, looking at headlines, and just really just, interacting, right? Just having some fun. All right, family, I do appreciate y'all, man. You guys were phenomenal. I love you guys so much for showing up. Thank you guys for all y'all that supported and smashed the like button on your way in and smash the like button on your way out if you haven't smashed it just yet. But family, I appreciate y'all. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. For everybody that part of the actual premium community, we will be back live tomorrow morning for New York session. And hopefully we can catch it back tomorrow morning for sure. But family, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. And I will talk to y'all all later. Have a great rest of y'all night. It's your boy Abel, and I'm out of here. Let's get it.